Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. I am Buame, your internet bestie. Have you ever been to a 3D cinema? Well, I haven't. And today for our movie date, we are watching a movie that will take us right into a 3D cinema. The movie is titled Cinethrax or Cinethrax, I guess. Who knows, it's a noun. So get your popcorn ready, get your snacks ready, and let's eat up Cinethrax. Let's get into it.
The protagonist of the movie is an obese, old-fashioned, and carefree man named Dusty. All he cares about is eating and watching vintage movies. With the advancements in technology, the world has moved on, but Dusty is still stuck in the 80s. He doesn't like using smartphones, thinks texting is a waste of time, and even believes that emojis are strange. Come on, Dusty, even the grapefruit? The one thing he fears is millennials. He can't stand teenagers who have contrasting opinions to his. At the start of the movie, Dusty is in the car, munching on a burger and listening to some 80s rock. Despite being 50 years old, he is carefree and doesn't have a full-time job. This habit has caused Dusty to lose all his friends, but he could care less about it. Soon, a bunch of millennials catch him in the act and take videos of him. Dusty is obviously uncomfortable, but due to his super awkward nature, he can't say a word to them. After a while, his niece Chloe joins him in his car, and the two proceed to a movie theater. It turns out that they have been watching movies together since Chloe was young, and this tradition is being continued to...
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Her uncle is disgusting though. I mean, what can we expect from a man called Dusty? The proof is in the pudding, right? Is that the term? Is that the phrase? His dustiness is right in his name, I guess. Look at him putting the food all over him. A 50-year-old man. Okay, let's continue. His tradition with his niece is sweet though. It kind of reminds me of us. Internet besties, movie dates, yay! My microphone just almost gave up on me. But no, let's continue.
The two appear to be close, but with the contrasting differences in age and habits, it's clear that Chloe is a bit weirded out by her uncle. This becomes even more evident when Dusty plays an old song, which she calls boring. Get out of the car, Chloe. On reaching a theater called Cinethrax, the uncle-niece duo starts debating on what movie to watch. Dusty wants to go with a vintage 80s movie.
So I guess we got the name of the movie now. We got it right the first try. Cinethrax. Okay. So they're watching a movie title chosen. Let's continue.
Which he has already seen 10 times. But Chloe wants to watch a Cinethrax exclusive 3D movie called Chosen. And eventually the stubborn niece gets her way. They then head to the ticket line where a lot of millennials are clicking selfies and texting. As expected, Uncle Dusty is disgusted by the sight. And to make matters worse, he doesn't even have the money to purchase the movie tickets because they are that expensive. This is part of modern living that Uncle Dusty can't run away from.
Okay. No, Uncle Dusty, no. First of all, I'd like to say, why do things your soul does not enjoy? Why do things you don't want to do? Like, I'd rather you stay at home instead of come with me and complain the whole time. Like, complain the whole night. And you knew you were going on a tradition date with your niece and you didn't prepare. I mean, unless, obviously they are saying his niece Chloe sort of did not prepare him ahead of time. So maybe that is the issue here because the tickets are quite expensive for him. I would understand that. But if this is something that he does, again, his name is Dusty. Why are we even talking too much? Let's see what happens.
Hence, Chloe reluctantly coughs up some cash. Strangely, all the Cinethrax employees, including the ticket seller and the bouncers, have a weird and gloomy look on their faces. Sounds normal to me. Before entering the main theater, Uncle Dusty checks his 3D glasses into the bin and brings out his own bulky glasses, which he calls shifters. Apparently, he hates 3D movies.
I'm sorry. First of all, you didn't pay for me. And you are wasting my money, like you're throwing the glasses. The whole point of this movie experience is that it's a 3D movie. You will need those glasses. And you're just like throwing the glasses away. The glasses that Chloe paid with her money. Uncle Dusty. This uncle is already annoying me. You're just throwing the glasses away. The audacity.
So much that he has brought these shifters to flatline them into normal 2D movies. He has even brought a pair for his niece Chloe, but as expected, the latter doesn't want to wear them. After this, Dusty heads to the canteen to buy some popcorn. There, some millennials gang up on him and inquire if he has accidentally ended up in the 3D section. Dusty simply says that he is a movie freak and leaves. Weird flex, but okay. When he enters the main theater, he finds the manager of Cinethrax, a good-looking guy named Zach, flirting with Chloe. However, as soon as Dusty approaches them, Zach makes an excuse and leaves.
Okay, first of all, just right off the bat, the cinema is actually giving me weird vibes. Look at the lady that was selling the tickets at the front area. She was in black, all black, a black hoodie or coat like this man. And she looked like gothic. Not really gothic, but she looked weird. And then the bouncer or whatever at the door also is in all black. I don't know if it's like, maybe it's their costume or their uniform. It could be. Hey, who knows? But why has the owner singled her out? Why is he not talking to all the other people? Let's see what happens.
However, at the same time, two of Chloe's friends arrive and sit next to her. It turns out this was her plan all along. The movie time with her uncle was just an excuse to get out of the house.
Okay,
Dusty is annoyed
that was not
Chloe's
nice.
spending time with him, and also because her friends have taken his seat. He tries convincing her to sit.
Okay, that wasn't nice, Chloe. That was really not nice. If you don't want to spend time with someone, don't waste their time. Like, already, he actually does not care for this, like, movie or whatever you want to do. So you could have just let him stay at home where he wanted to be, or be by himself where he wanted to be. You know, he was glad because this is a tradition he does with you, and you're blaming him off for your friends.
With him, but Chloe doesn't want to. She has started seeing her uncle as a boring person who will embarrass her in front of her friends every chance he gets.
Why do I refrain that her uncle will end up saving her or something in the
Still,
end?
he decides to sit
Let's
right
watch and
behind
see.
Chloe's seat. Soon, Zach gets on stage and announces that the movie is about to begin. He lays out the rules that no one is allowed to use their phones and that everyone has to put their Cinethrax 3D glasses on. The millennials are pumped up with the announcement and they start cheering in excitement. Then, the movie Chosen finally begins. It is a love story with some pretty weird acting and storylines, but nonetheless, because of the ultra-realistic 3D action, the millennials are loving it. They scream and cheer at literally every bit of dialogue. However, Uncle Dusty, who is not wearing any glasses, is left disappointed with the movie. He can't wait to go home already. Shortly after, he remembers his shifter glasses and decides to put them on. However, because they flatline the 3D into a boring 2D version, Dusty is still not intrigued. So, he decides to annoy the other people around. He sees one of Chloe's friends texting and reminds her that using the phone is not allowed in the theater. In fact, he causes a minor ruckus, which doesn't sit well with the other millennials there. At last, when Dusty still refuses to back down, Chloe tells her friend to stop using the phone so that they can watch the movie in peace. Dusty believes that he is won, completely oblivious that he's embarrassing his niece in front of her cool friends. As the movie goes on, Dusty gets more and more bored. In
Cool
one
friends
scene, he
indeed.
notices something very unusual, as if the screen is faulty. However, when he takes off his shifter glasses, there is nothing. Confused, Dusty wants to try on the Cinethrax glasses to see what the real movie experience is like.
Oh, now he
asks
wants his
Chloe to lend her
glasses.
his glasses for a while, but by this time, she is fed up with her uncle's childish antics. She bluntly berates him for embarrassing her in front of her friends and requests him to act normally. Left with no options, Uncle Dusty puts on his shifter glasses and continues watching the movie. Suddenly, he notices a giant worm-like creature peering through the screen. All the millennials in the theater are completely oblivious to the worm's presence, but Dusty can see it clearly. Terrified, he quickly takes off his glasses, and with this, the worm disappears. A few minutes pass by, but the worm is nowhere to be seen. So, Dusty suspects that it has something to do with his 2D glasses. Hence, he puts them back on, and as soon as he does, the giant worm attacks him with its suckers. Dusty screams in horror and causes chaos inside the theater. He also drops his popcorn all over Chloe.
Is this
and
a
her
horror
friends.
movie?
Enraged, the millennials start calling him names, but Dusty is sure that there is something unusual going on inside the theater. He tries tries explaining it to Chloe, but as expected, she is having none of it. Instead, she is embarrassed and expresses her regrets about him being there. The commotion soon attracts the Cinethrax manager Zach, who approaches Dusty and takes him away, much to the delight of the other millennials.
Get that boomer out of here. Yeah, old people suck.
Worried that her uncle has gotten himself into trouble, Chloe also follows. Outside, Dusty tries to explain that something came out of the screen and approached him, but Zach concludes that the old man is simply mistaking the ultra-real...
Yeah, I also don't trust Zach, okay? I also do not trust Zach. He gives me like creepy vibes. He gives me like he knows exactly what this uncle is talking about, but is pretending not to, because his movie is either being used to brainwash these millennials or something. I don't know, but let's find out. You know, there are lots of cases where it's good to stand out. It's good to stick to your path or follow the path not less traveled, you know. It's good to not join the whole crowd. I would have said, at the beginning of the movie, I would have said a 3D cinema is the wrong place to do it, especially when you're disturbing people who have come out to enjoy a movie, you know. Somebody might have taken a break from work to come enjoy a movie. Somebody might have had a tough day at work or at home and just wants to release stress to come enjoy the movie. We don't want you talking and shouting and annoying people at the cinema. But clearly, his actions have sort of saved he and his niece, I guess. I mean, we don't know what will happen next, but we can tell that in this case, things worked out for him, you know. Him being a misfit worked out for him. Let's continue and see what happens. Besties, hope you're enjoying the movie so far. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and help your bestie out so that we can have more movie dates in the future, okay? And if you have any movie recommendations you'd want us to watch or movie suggestions, put it in the comments below. I will be reading everything, okay? Let's go.
3D action for a real thing. However, Dusty is sure that he saw a worm-like creature. At last, he decides to get a refund and leave the place. But to his surprise, Chloe doesn't want to go. Instead, she chastises her uncle for embarrassing
Chloe,
her
this is a
several
bad
times,
decision,
just so
girl.
that
I
he
can already
become
tell.
the center of attraction. Saying this, she leaves him and goes back inside the theater. Dusty tries going after her, but Zach
Bad
stops
decision.
her, saying he's not allowed to go in there anymore. Left with no choice, a devastated Uncle Dusty decides to wait for Chloe till the movie ends. But since he cannot wait in the main hall, Zach takes him to the projection room. There, Zach and his employees start talking about how Cinethrax will take over the world because of its super realistic cinematics and visuals. The age of old 2D movies is gone.
These people give me
Now
creepy
3D
vibes.
has taken over. James Cameron, is that you? They also ask Dusty to give it a try, and if he still doesn't like it, they will refund his money. Zach then hands Dusty a pair of Cinethrax glasses, but after a long thought, the latter rejects it. Because of this, the Cinethrax employees become enraged and suddenly turn into possessed, zombie-like beings. They then attack Dusty and almost succeed in driving him into a sharp object, but somehow the uncle manages to escape from their clutches. How did he do it? He simply took a rotten burger out of his pocket and shoved it into the possessed zombies. Dusty then runs to the main hall and
I knew these people were weird. I could sense that these people were weird. My tingly senses were just going. They looked weird. So what, are these like aliens or vampires or what? They want to take over the world. So basically their 3D glasses are brainwashing these millennials. Like, are they robots or... Look, let's find out who they are or what they are, I guess.
is finding a way out of the building. However, it is impossible, as all the Cinethrax employees have turned into zombies and are on the lookout for him.
They are
so
zombies,
Dusty sneaks
okay.
inside the storeroom and braces himself to do the one thing which he hates the most, texting. He sends several messages to Chloe, where he apologizes for being a jerk and also admits that he is scared of losing her. Then he proceeds to warn her of the impending
I pray that she can sense that something is wrong if he's texting her. I hope, because as the narrator said, he never texts, right? They become zombies. Wow. Why do I feel like there are some zombies that are also sitting amongst the people watching the movie, pretending to be an audience too? You know? Let's see.
Danger, but before he can do so, Zach and the others break in through the door and take him away. Meanwhile, Chloe has started feeling bad for scolding her uncle earlier. She waits for his next message, but it doesn't come. Hence, when she finds his shifter glasses lying on the floor, she picks them up and tries them on. Lo and behold, she notices a giant tentacled creature, which has now taken over the entire screen. The creature is also sucking the life out of all the other millennials, meaning that Chloe is the only uninfected human left in the theater. Terrified, she takes off her glasses and tries running, but all the infected millennials start following her. A major struggle ensues, and it appears as if all hope is lost. But fortunately, with the help of a prop sword, Chloe...
Okay. I get this is a sci-fi movie, right? But can we all admit how disgusting those things were? What were they taking out of the humans? Like, were they possessing the humans or sucking life out? Like, what was happening there? Were they, like, transitioning humans into zombies? Okay, now she believes her uncle. Girl, go save your uncle if he's not dead already.
Manages to swat the hundreds of infected millennials before entering the projection room. There, she notices her uncle bound and tied to a chair and finally realizes that he was telling the truth. Either that or he's into some kinky stuff. However, before she could help him, Zach and the others arrive and apprehend her. Following this, Zach reveals the main creature behind all this mayhem. It turns out to be an alien, which has traveled from another galaxy to extend its species. Zach mentions that being infected was the best thing to ever happen to him.
Okay, that means they were humans at first, and then they were also turned. This movie is so metaphorical. Like, this, it's like so sci-fi, you know, it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable. Okay.
As now, he doesn't feel any pain or anxiety. He also encourages the uncle-niece duo to embrace the change, as the alien only wants to help them overcome their miserable and boring lives. Saying this, he forcefully puts on a pair of Cinethrax 3D glasses to Dusty and makes him watch the movie. This will apparently turn him into one of them.
I'm sorry, the alien wants to help them overcome their miserable and boring lives? By turning them into zombies, that's literally just take instructions from the alien. What? How? If that sort of life, just living your life, taking instructions from someone else, some alien, is not boring, what else is? Have they complained about their lives? Have they? Did they tell you that their life is miserable and boring? Like, what sort of annoying? Like, did I say my life is miserable and boring? Did I say I want to become a zombie like you? You made your choice. Why do you have to impose your choice on everybody? Unless you have some sinister reason why. You want to take control of the earth and maybe develop some army or build some army of zombies to do sinister things in the world. Because, Okay.
But fortunately, Chloe intervenes in the nick of time and stabs the alien with a broken piece of glass. This momentarily stuns the infected zombies, allowing Chloe to untie her uncle from his bondage. Unfortunately, because they are about to escape, Zach releases a tentacle from his mouth, which grabs Chloe and starts possessing her. And in no time, her face starts turning, implying that the alien has entered her body. Just then, Uncle Dusty grabs an axe and chops off Zach's head like an 80s hero. But by this time, the damage has already been done. Soon, the two reach the exit door, and when Dusty opens it, he sees that the city outside has been ravaged by a colossal alien. Here, he finally realizes that the world has been taken over by aliens. At the same time,
Really?
Chloe also changes her demeanor.
Really? The world has been taken over by aliens? When did the whole world come to the cinema? The whole world was not at the cinema, so how were they taken over by the alien? When in the beginning, Zach said that the only way they could be infected is to watch that movie. It doesn't mean the whole world watched the movie. This movie is so unrealistic. I mean, it's meant to be unrealistic because it's sci-fi, but what? At least make it believable.
She tells her uncle to embrace the change and accept the fact that there is no escaping. She then mentions that Zach was right. There is no pain or anxiety in this life. Soon, the other millennials and Cinethrax employees also arrive and start persuading him to accept the change. They even sing a song to help Dusty change his mind.
I'll take
So
you to
scary.
the candy shop.
At last, realizing that there is no hope, Dusty finally gives in and starts singing along to the song.
I'll let you lick the lollipop.
In the last
Tell me
scene,
it's a dream.
all the people get back inside the theater, where the same movie is being played. Chloe, who is now completely possessed, gives her uncle a pair of the Cinethrax glasses so that he can embrace the change and become
Why
one
does
of
he
them. The
look
movie
like
ends
he's still not one of them? Okay, he's not one of them yet.
as Dusty anxiously waits for the alien to arrive and possess him.
Keep going till you hit the spot. Oh.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications.
Besties, what do you think of this movie? Because like all I have to say is thank God for recaps, because why would I go watch this full movie? Why? Why would I waste an hour or two of my time watching this? What was the point of this movie production? Like, what was like what exactly is the point? This is clearly a movie just for like entertainment purposes, because there is nothing that we can take away from this movie. And yeah, there are some movies that are meant to do that, fine. You know, that's cool. But I am so bored to death that I'm literally sleeping. Like, I'm literally off. I'm literally about to just... But I'm so glad that we could do this. I'm so glad that we could have our date night. You know, sometimes this happens. You know, movie dates don't always go well. You know, sometimes we pick bad movies. We pick the wrong movie. And that's okay, because tomorrow we have another movie date. And hopefully you would make that suggestion, you know? I'm sorry I picked a wrong movie for today, but yeah, let's live with it. At least we can say that if ever we are invited to a 3D cinema, we might have to like pass on that or think twice about that, wouldn't we? Besties, thank you so much for honoring our date, for showing up, for having some fun with me, or not necessarily having fun, because this movie was... I would give this movie like a 3 out of 10, you know. But I'm glad we got to spend some time together, okay? And since we love spending time together, please do like this video and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.